profit from. And even at the start of the second half, they had this great opportunity that fell for Aya, but they were not able to take it. But playing against a team like Orlando Pirates, so much experience, so it becomes now a game of just those few moments where you just get an opportunity and opening and then you capitalize. And Pirates did that, especially when they brought on the Kamvuidi, who was able to unlock the game. And when Potter then got that opportunity, he punished Supersport. Not many opportunities from Orlando Pirates, both in the first half and second half. But that crucial moment when Potter broke through, then he was able to punish. That was the only difference today.
I don't know if our cameras will be able to get this great. There's a moment here behind us. Sipo Chain speaking to the young Zlatla. And I can see him imparting that knowledge to say, Mvana, well played today, Teko. How happy will he be?
First of all, I think he'll be happy with the fact that he didn't concede a goal, clean sheet in his senior debut game and against Supersport as well. And the coach has spoken about it earlier that he needs to be protected. He trusts him that he'll do the job. And that's what you need. You build confidence from there as a young player or as a player that's going to choose such a big team. But nonetheless, you can look at the contrast as well. Supersport didn't do much actually to try and test him. And as a football club, as Supersport, when you look at a player maybe that is new into the team, you want to trust him, especially from a goalkeeping point of view. But then, none of those things were done. And I think from Supersport, when you're fighting for your life, you're playing football and you're there at the bottom of the log, you need to be trying to win games. You need to play with confidence. And I think they didn't do that tonight.
Yeah. There was a big ask from Coach Andre Ansah. He was demanding a little bit more, but it wasn't to be. Now, in terms of how things happened throughout the 90 minutes, these were some of the moments that could have made a difference, but it wasn't to be. For Supersport United, they'll be scratching their heads thinking, man, how are we going to get going and get that result we want in that last game?
Yeah, because you can see, that they were fighting. They wrestled for that ball, they just silent, and then it ended up falling for Aya, and wasn't able to finish. But then, like I said, this Paris team, they can always produce that quality in certain moments where it's crucial. And you saw it there with the Mabasa putting through Nkota. That was a warning sign. And then later on, this happens when Kim Vuidi, with his calmness and also close control on the ball and also his ability to find the teammate at the right time, because he waited for that right moment to release Nkota. And Nkota with his ability to finish at the right moment, because you can see he's playing himself onside here and he's using a Sanoka as the last line, and then when he gets it, he cuts in because he doesn't have a right. And when he comes in, the goalkeeper thinks he's going far, but then he changes his mind and puts the goalkeeper off.
Yeah, and really breaks the line really well. Delays the pass to the right time. Therefore, are you looking at the keeper then saying positioning a little bit better, or are you giving the credit to the young man Kota for changing direction quickly?
I think both, because you look at when Kimbuid is carrying the ball. As a midfielder, you want to carry the ball and force the defender to make a decision. And Sachon steps in, and then Kimbuid plays to Kota, and Kota using his body very, very well, cuts in to be able to use Baliti as a shield to be able to bend it. But I think also the goalkeepers could have done better, because you can't be moving with the ball, you need to know where your areas are. But nonetheless, clinical finish for Orlando Pirates. He has spoken about it. Orlando Pirates team, they know when to be clinical. That's why they're one of the best teams in the country in this season, because of how they've been doing. And it has proven again with Nkota tonight.
And of course, the frame of the goal there denying Supersport United that point that could have been quite crucial for them going into that last game. So they'll be disappointed with that. But in terms of how things went overall, I know, Sia, you had asked for Supersport to get more shots on target, to get more efforts, and unfortunately, not enough on targets, only the 3.
Yes, but you can't fault them for effort, and also you can't fault them for not creating opportunities enough to win this encounter, or to at least to score one goal. And I think they'll be kicking themselves based on that, and also not to keep a clean sheet, because they were caught there in just that one moment where they were a little bit open in the midfield, because in the first half it was difficult for Tito and Dlamini to play because it was so compact in that midfield. But then you have to do that for the entire game, and because when you're playing against a team of Pirates quality.
All right, so now I think the big story here, Pirates, they've secured second place. Now we're going into that last game of the season for Supersport United. It's a massive 3 points now. Now they're going to leave it all at the park in that game. What can they do differently from today into that game against Richards Bay?
I think it's an effort, man. You know, whenever you're fighting for your life, I think you want to give more. You don't want to look back and say, I could have done more, I could have given more. And this is the type of game, so the last game, it should be a final. It needs to be the mentality of trying to win the game. Of course, they do have a cushion, maybe because of the number of goals that they conceded against Cape Town City, but we've seen strange things happen in football. You want to win a football match, and I think Supersport going to the last game, it is a must win for them, and you need a better effort, you need a better, mentality going into this game, and I'm sure Coach Andrew Aronson will be speaking to that, because we see how much he was pushing the boys to actually get into the game. You can't be start playing once you start conceding, and I think that's what the problem with Supersport is. You look at also the substitutions. When Bradley came in, Nokovic also came, the crosses are starting to come in, and you want to play like that the entire game. But nonetheless, it is a lesson. Hopefully then they'll do their due diligence coming to the weekend and try to win the game.
Yeah, you mentioned weekend. I mean, the weekend, we got some really exciting fixtures coming up. And the beautiful thing, they're all kicking off at 3 o'clock. And it always makes for interesting viewing because still so much to play for in terms of top 8, in terms of that race for CAF Confederation Cup spot, and of course, the battle to avoid that playoff spot. So I'm looking forward to it, and I hope all of you are too. Some really interesting ones there. Sia, do Supersport United get the result against Richards Bay? Just a quick outcome with regards to that.
It's going to be difficult because Richards Bay are fighters and they're going to make it very difficult. The resistance is going to be a lot. It's going to be here. So it's this one could easily end in a draw.
Yeah, no, that's not what Supersport United will want. They'll want to get the victory, and of course, disappointing for them if they do get that. Do you think they can get the job done?
They should. I want them to get the job done, but yet again, you need to be able to be willing to do so. And I think for me, I think the game of the weekend, it is Cape Town City versus Stellenbosch. I think that's where, it's going to be a very, very, very interesting game to see then how Cape Town City can pull off. Especially with the goal difference that they have. We've seen strange things happen. And also Stellenbosch as well, trying to secure that CAF spot as well. So it'll be a very interesting game for me.
All right, and I'm sure MTN, as the sponsors of the MTN 8, they'll be saying, hey, Kaizer Chiefs, man, can they get the job done there?
I think they will just throw everything at Polokwane City. I think it's going to be difficult. You can see that whenever they push themselves to the limits to get the result, they show that in the cup and some of the games during the season. And I think this one will be another cup final for them. I trust them to get the 4 points.
I know Chiefs seem to get the job done in the cup finals, and they were hoping to do exactly that in what Sian Kosi describes as a cup final against Polokwane City. Yeah, thank you all for tuning in. It's been an entertaining night. It's Pirates that walk away with the win. Thank you to Sian Kosi, thank you to Teko Modise, and thank you to all of you at home who tuned in. It's the Buccaneers that walk away with the 3 points today. Disappointment for Supersport United.